We haven't seen this in a little while, but it is Friday and we are talking about silver, and you know what that means. So let's explore! That's right, the Silver Smackdown is back in effect for Friday. The Friday Smackdown indeed is happening right now, moments before the markets close. All the metals are down except for rhodium. Rhodium has kind of been picking up here lately. It's up $100. So what's going on here with the metals complex? Well, gold is indeed down 0.92%, not nearly as big a fall as silver today, down $31 moments before the markets close to $3,338. Silver is down 89 cents right now, an over 2.25% drop in silver's price. That's a big hit today. In one day, that's a big drop. $38.22 is where silver is. It did get up to $39.24 and did hit a low of $37.87. So it even dropped below $38 for a brief amount of time. It was a massive smackdown for sure. And platinum has also dropped 0.57%, down $8 a day. Palladium down 0.81%, down $10 a day to $1,242. So amazing to see silver's wide gap between the two price points in the struggle for silver had today. But don't rule silver out, that's for sure. This, and to some extent, is expected. And this is the time to take advantage of the dip, I think, if you have the budget that allows you to do it. And as you look around for dealers, add Summit Metals to your list. Right now, they have a special going on for my viewers using the code SummitSalivateSummer for $10 off orders $500 and above until the 31st of July. SummitMetals.com. Check them out. So gold and silver prices have declined. If you want, in the domestic futures market, as morning that we saw yesterday, as easing concerns on U.S. tariffs imposed investors' risk appetite, muted spot demand also influenced prices, but the dollar's weakness offered some comfort to gold, as we saw according to this piece here from Nishant Kumar. The dollar index fell to more than a 2-week low of 97.11. In fact, as I record this video, the dollar index is at 97.69 right now. So we're seeing it up about 0.25%. So gold and silver prices are down amid easing trade tensions. The U.S. has finalized a trade deal with Japan, and according to media reports, it's close to a deal with the European Union that would impose a 15% tariff on European imports. India, too, is actively engaged in negotiations for a deal with the United States. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a 2-day visit to the UK, so he and his counterpart Keir Starmer are likely to sign the historic free trade agreement between India and Britain that was announced earlier, and so that could play a role as well as new agreements come for trade between nations, not just the U.S., but between other nations as well. Think about this for a moment. Silver fell. It got hit the hardest of all the precious metals today. And very well could be that markets are realizing that likely there's not going to be any tariffs imposed on silver that the United States will impose. Unlike copper at 50%. The copper, and for some reason, the silver market made this association, or traders made the association between silver and copper because of silver's industrial properties and the fact that it does trade as a commodity and is almost as important by quantity as copper is. And so I think there was some fear that's going to be happening. Maybe those fears have eased as of late. I'm still in bullish for silver overall, but that very well could have an impact on the bull run or on silver's increased price, which is why my price prediction is maybe more moderate than others. But it is to the upside. I believe silver is going to do well as we continue to follow along through the year. And I'm going to have more videos and topics discussing that as we move into the year. But nonetheless, today's move to the downside is not unexpected. When we take a look at silver and its price and how it performed and the volume of trading, we can see there was a sustained level of downward momentum from about just right at the about 9:30 p.m. Eastern or 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Is where we saw the struggle start to begin when it traded up into the $38.50 range or somewhere thereabouts, 38.27, and then it just got that volume increase and was sustained. I think in a sense this was a natural drop in price. It was not this very sharp smackdown that you saw. It was just a very steady from about 9:30, from about really 10 o'clock until about 12 o'clock. And that's what took us down to a really sharp decline for that time frame, and then we started to see a leveling out and consolidation, and then and we're starting to see the support as the volume of trading has really greatly tapered off, especially in the late trading hours, which means I doubt we're going to see it do much more than what is happening right now. We'll have the weekend to absorb what happened with the silver market. But nonetheless, in overnight trading through the early over hours, there was an attempt to kind of recapture some of that, some of the losses that we saw overnight around 3 a.m. So it's really interesting to see what's going on with silver and how quickly we're seeing it kind of move in another direction with a late afternoon smackdown rather than something that happens usually around 9 o'clock. Around 8:30 to 9 o'clock usually is where the smackdown happens. We saw a heavy volume of trading around 9 o'clock, the opening of the markets there, that really sustained it and kept silver moving upside. There was a lot of buying going on in the markets. It was unusual to see this happen towards the afternoon here, or towards the late morning rather. Afternoon, it's like everybody has gone home, taking an early vacation, early day Friday. Not much happening in the markets. In a sense, that lesser volume, and we saw the silver price creep back up again towards as the day has moved on here. But nonetheless, almost 90 cents down on the dollar right now. We see it did sharply decline, to below 38. But still, now that it's back above $38, I think that's where some of the resistance is going to be. And some of the support, rather, is going to be for silver. Support there, resistance certainly is at $40, and that's going to be a tough nut to crack. But I think it's possible we could see that happen next week. But I am optimistic, cautiously optimistic, that we may see $40 silver by next week. Now, for the last 3 weeks on my Sunday night Market Watch poll, I've been asking if we're going to see $40 by the end of the week. I'm going to pose that question again, if I remember to do it, on this Sunday night's poll to see what's going to happen when the markets open. It's going to be a very interesting Market Watch when we reconvene for that. I do that every Sunday night, a Market Watch. So I hope you will join me for that. But nonetheless, silver is a beautiful metal, and no matter what the price does, and it's been doing very good, up 34% for the year, you can't beat that. Well, actually, you can if you got 39% increase. That would beat 34%, wouldn't it? Oh, yes, it would. I'm all for that. But nonetheless, whenever there's a dip in price, it's a good time to buy. Always a good time to buy in the dips, because the dips have been fewer and far between as of late. So maybe a Friday night smackdown or Friday smackdown is a welcome change for silver. Let me know what your thoughts are. I tell you what, I'm still bullish on silver. I like it. I'm going to continue to hold it at the very least and buy a little bit when I can, here and there. Yes, indeed. So that's what it's about. Now, as we move forward with the silver market and the silver price momentum, there's a lot of people in this community who are very, very, very bullish on it. And I would love to know what your thoughts are as to why you think silver is going to pop out to $50. And then people are going to say, well, the COMEX is going to break, the LBMA is going to fall apart. But, there's been talk about that for a long time. There are shortages, no question, of silver in those areas, in those vaults. They're dangerously low at times, but they may be replenished soon, at least to some extent. It does seem to happen at the most convenient times. We'll see where the inflows of silver comes in to the LBMA and the COMEX as we continue to track it and trace it. Be very interesting to see what the numbers and the month numbers are and that we're going to get for the LBMA and COMEX to see what's happened. I know there's interim reports that people have access to that. I don't have access to that data that tells what's going on and what's been moving out, but I've seen talk about it. Certainly on other platforms. But what I like to do is bring you the latest news in the world of precious metals. Today, silver got hit hard, but there's always next week. And I'm overall bullish on the metal. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.